You're making me angry. I'm like, my neck's starting to get hot.
Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. We're live at PGA Frisco. PGA Frisco here in Frisco, Texas. We've been filming for the last 2 days. We got Solheim Cup, about to head there for a couple days. But I gotta be honest, I've never seen a place like PGA Frisco. This place opened a little over a year ago. I didn't really know much about it. Nobody really here knew that much about it outside. He's seen a couple things on social. But we're looking outside the back of this ranch house that we're staying in right now. And there's a place, the Ice House. There's a par 3 course under the lights. There's a gigantic screen that you guys watch Monday Night Football on. Mm-hmm. There's so many ranch houses that you guys are like 5 miles away staying in another ranch house.
4.5 minute drive in the cart.
But they supply you with golf carts so you can drive wherever you want.
Any place you show up and they give you a golf cart, me and Jonesy were talking about this. I know it's probably a relatively little thing because they got the fleet. You order, a lot of these places lease a fleet and they just add on a few more for these types of homes. It is such a nice touch when they just give you a golf cart and you get to buzz around.
It's an amazing facility. And usually we've seen stuff like this, but never right next to a major city and then within a town.
Right.
Like when you have houses like this and you have all of this infrastructure for like tourism and stay and play golf, that's you usually have to drive like 3 hours through the thick of the wilderness to get to something like this.
Yes.
So the fact that this is right in the heart of the suburbs of Dallas, you've got like Bustajack, which we'll talk about. We just played with those guys today. Like they live 8 minutes down the road. It's where they grew up, and all of a sudden they've got this ridiculous.
Right, people live here.
Yeah, like Bryson's right here. Scottie's right here. Scottie, you can go listen to him on Part of My Take. He just doesn't answer my text.
Your boy.
It's just one of those things. I'm actually
go listen to him on Part of My Take. Great podcast.
I think he changed
huge podcast.
I think he changed his number. And the amount of text messages I've sent that man that he does not answer, there's no way that Scottie Scheffler that I listened to on Part of My Take, great episode, watches Stu Feiner before he goes to church. Holy to Happy Hour is hilarious.
So funny.
Or Happy to Holy Hour. The fact that he's not answering my ass is now it's personal.
Well, and I'm your friend.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to you, there's people in our world who have his phone number.
Yeah.
And you're going to probably ask one of those people.
Yes.
And when they confirm the number, your heart's going to be broken.
How many texts have you sent him without a response?
3 pretty nice text messages. Like, congratulations winning the Masters.
Okay. That's a good one.
Congratulations on the announcement of the baby.
Huge.
So excited for you and Meredith.
Huge one.
You're going to be a great father.
It's nice.
And then, hey, Scottie, we're coming to Dallas. I don't know what your schedule is. Would love to do something. But at the very least, give me a good pizza rec. I left it open for that.
Smart. Make
and
that
then
connection.
He didn't answer. I think he was on the podcast, on the Part of My Take podcast at that point.
He looked down at text and said,
Frankie.
No.
And now I think those 3 text messages.
They said, you got to answer that, Scottie? He said, no.
I think at this point, those 3 texts, to not answer those, it's real now. And I do think he may have changed his number. This is going back to 2022. I've been sending a sea of blue.
He did wave to you at Tour Championship.
And he went up to someone and said, does Frankie think I hate him? Because I think he's wrong about that.
Yeah, man. Listen, like I said, I'm your friend. And I if you need somebody's shoulder to cry on when that number is confirmed correct, come on over.
Did he mention my name in Part of My Take? No?
No
Did
chance.
Did he say my name? Did he say
no chance.
Say my name. What was the context in which you got his number? Did he DM it to you? Did he give it to you in person? He DM'd it to you.
Yeah, we were talking pizza. He's like, if you ever need me, I don't usually check this.
Okay.
We used to be great friends.
Okay.
We used to be really good friends.
It would be kind of wild if it's actually his number and he's just ghosting you.
Yeah, no, I think he changed it. I think a lot's happened in his life. He became the #1 golfer in the world. He used to have whatever. It is what
it's
it
not
is.
green bubbles though.
No, they're blue. They're going through.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's getting those texts.
Yeah, some random person in this area.
I keep writing Scottie too. You think they'd be like, I ain't Scottie no more.
I think maybe for your health you shouldn't reach out to anybody and confirm the number. But I don't
want this to get misconstrued. I don't have any hard feelings against him. I still love him with all my heart.
Yeah.
Still proud of him. Not taking this to heart at all. I think that I'm just going to keep powering forward. The next time I see him will be like the first time I saw him. When we kind of crossed each other's paths at the PGA Championship down at Kiowa, where I said Scottie Scheffler, and he went, Frankie, how do you know me? I said, you're Scottie Scheffler. And then we shared a laugh, And then we just went on from there. You know, we interviewed him at the
Northern Trust.
Northern Trust, him and Wyndham Clark in the same episode. This is only 3 years ago.
It feels way longer.
Yeah. Yep. I'm getting giddy just talking about it. Young buck Scottie Scheffler.
You miss this man in your life.
Hopping on the show, talking about how he changed his life around. He doesn't get mad on the golf course anymore. He's even-tempered, mild-mannered. He used to be like kind of like go back and listen to that episode. It's great. You really get a look.
You can't listen to him on our show.
You can't listen to him on ours, but you can listen to him on Part of My Take. You can listen to him on Part of My Take.
Yeah.
So he does love Barstool.
Yes.
Always has loved Barstool.
Always.
His love for Dave, Stu, Big Cat.
How can you not love Stu?
How can you not love Stu? Stu Feiner.
This episode is presented by Chevy.
Yes, sir.
Chevy. Get the crew together, which we've done this week. The crew is currently together. Head off to the course in the new 2024 Chevy Traverse with impressive cargo room, 3-row seating, and the first ever Z71 trim. Traverse can handle your buddies and their golf bags with ease. This thing is sick. I've been to the link, chevy.com/Traverse. It's awesome.
We're in Texas. It just makes me think about American-made brands.
Yes.
You know, Texas feels like the heart of America, even though it's on the south. It's this big land that they need big trucks and cars for, and I think Chevy's the perfect pair for a place like this. I really do. You see a lot of guys taking their clubs, throwing them in the flatbed of their big Chevy truck.
Yep.
And even more so, their new Traverses with the 17.7 diagonal inch screen,
Boom.
The infotainment system, the best in-class entertainment that you can have inside your new Chevy Traverse. I'm telling you right now, go online, check out the new trims, check out the new colors, make your own little model on there. It's one of the most incredible parts of buying a new car is being able to customize.
You can do it at chevy.com/Traverse. You can build your own and you can learn more. Up to 5,000 pounds of available maximum towing. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
I owe Stu Feiner an invitation to my house for dinner. He's been asking me for a long time. He said, can I please come over with Sandy? Please. Right? I said, Stu, I would love for you to come over.
Yeah.
And we just haven't made it happen. I'm going to do that right when we get home. I'm going to send him a text message. I just want him at the house. I think that'd be hilarious.
Live very far from you, right?
He doesn't live very far. And also, what do you make Stu Feiner if you're inviting him over?
Oh, boy. I don't know.
You know, you got to really nail that.
You do.
Because his orders are insane. Okay. Whenever he shows his breakfast and like lunch orders, okay, we've got 2 pounds of pasta salad. It's just like, who's eating all this?
I was saying to Frankie recently, and I wonder if you'll agree with this, Riggs. Like, one of the big differences between where I'm from and where you're from and the East Coast is you just don't have guys like Stu Feiner in our part of the world. Like, I've really only run into characters like that on the East Coast, and very specifically Stu Feiner.
Yeah.
But I've met a couple. I remember we were at, I think we were at Brookville. We were grabbing drinks with Joey LaCava after I tried to attempt to break 100 for the first time.
That's
Shot
right.
122, shout out. And
Come a long way, shot.
there was a couple members that were there, and 3 or 4 of them were just like Stu Feiner. It's just like Stu Feiner has a platform. He's so funny, and he's sort of worked his way very much into the Barstool world, and it's been great. But I think the East Coast creates these people, and Midwest is just like my dad and your dad.
Well, remember when you and Dave went to the Iowa game, and Dave was taking videos just being like, everyone is Trent.
Yes.
Every person at the game is just Trent. And I think that's pretty much the Midwest.
I think that's
everybody's
right.
pretty damn similar.
Yeah.
And nobody's too crazy. Nobody's too low for the most part. Everybody's kind of living in the middle there. And you don't get a Stu Feiner type character.
You just don't.
You said this when we were at Eisenhower Park. This is where you first said this.
Yes.
We were at Eisenhower Park. That video's coming out, I think, next week. Is that Breaking 85? Yeah. Or the week after. Breaking 85 is coming. Breaking 100 is on the YouTube channel. An amazing, amazing first episode.
What a logo, by the way.
Jersey Jerry, an amazing logo. That merchandise, I think, is coming out. So make sure you check our store and our tweets and our posts. I think we're putting out a Jersey Jerry.
Great.
Tried the slice, hit the slice, didn't slice. Played the slice, didn't slice. All time quote.
That's really good.
But anyway, we were at Eisenhower. My dad was there. Like the county executive from New York, from Nassau County was there. my dad had like showed up with like brown hair out of nowhere, and like he brought pizzas out, and it was just like, and Trent turned at one point. My dad drove away to go get like pizzas, and he unbeknownst to him, he started to lean down. He started to like get down, like he was going into like speed mode in the cart to try and go faster. Aerodynamic. Like he kind of just like hunched over and he was going with the wind. And Trent looked at me because we saw him just buzz away. And Trent goes, "I don't know that I've ever really met anyone like these people that are here. Like your dad, Stu Feiner, all these guys. Like you can't make these characters up."
I think that's right. I think like Long Island and that part of the country, even like up in Boston, there's some characters like Rear Admiral and these people that are just so ingrained from that part. And so, I mean, it's sort of what feeds into the fucking traffic and the honking and all. It's just like you don't get, nobody honks in the Midwest under any circumstances.
It's a serious thing if you honk in the Midwest.
Like you're gonna get shot. Like you better be ready to get shot.
Maybe it's just like we're so populated and there's so many people that you almost have to be like a little eccentric and outgoing to just to like fit in. There's just so many personalities. It's like I feel like in the Midwest there's not as many people and you can kind of be in your own world, and like property's way larger, and like you just like do stuff with your family on your land. Like, I mean, I know that's generalizing like the Midwest,
just
but
a sweeping generalization.
Well, yeah, but like it's also generalizing like Long Island. Like there's house, a million people. There's all different types of races and all these. You know what I mean? It's a melting pot of just chaos, as opposed to just like very standard. This is just our life, and we're just gonna live it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And
my dad's like doing infomercials to sell his pizza like on Facebook. Like that's just not needed on a farm in like Iowa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, and it is like people are probably freaking out because it is all generalizations. Everybody has some characters, but it is very, for whatever reason, I feel like my group and back home is much more, everybody's closer to this like equator.
Yes.
And it is just living in Boston, living in New York, you get a little bit more away from that. You get more on the poles, on the North Pole and the South Pole, of these personalities, and people are in each other's grill and they're a little bit more on edge at all times. And like you're saying, it's like it almost is that you need to be fucking crazy to some degree to stick out a little bit. Whereas in the Midwest, you can stick out pretty easily.
Like I love this guy, Rico Bosco.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But is it crazy to say that the coast and like the Northeast is more like all the parents and grandparents are from like Italy and all these like, you know, they're all like transplants from other crazy countries and with all these wild personalities, as opposed to like the middle of the country is probably like second, third generation American, where everyone's just, you know what I mean?
Might be something like that.
Like New York is just, it's a bunch of like Italians and just, you know, everyone's kind of doing like shoulder bops. So that's why it might feel a little different to you. It's almost like a whole new culture. Because like, you know, my dad's dad was from, you know, the south of Italy, where he was literally born in Italy and came over here and he had all these mannerisms, talking with his hands. So my dad does it, then I do it, and we're just kind of moving along.
Yeah.
There's got to be some sort of like reason as to why that is, you know?
I'm with you. I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
I think in the Midwest too, a lot of it is like sort of the MO is that it's laid back and it's more chill. But I also think a lot of that just comes from the fact that you're surrounded by a lot of people that are very similar to you, in the similar class, doing similar things, similar activities, and you're never surrounded as much, unless you go off to school or something like that, by people that are on this like rat race ladder, and you're constantly comparing yourself, and then that festers inside of you to a point where you start to gain a certain part of this person's personality or that person's personality or that person's character trait because you're fucking chasing it. And I think like my time spent on the East Coast, the first year that I was there, I remember like calling my brother, calling my parents and talking about what the experience was like. And you immediately, like my first thing when I moved out there was I was calling my buddies and being like, dude, guys out here wearing pink fucking pants. Pink pants. And legit being back from like a public school in Missouri, that was unfathomable. And by springtime, I had pink pants. And fucking yellow pants.
My dad wore pink shorts and a blue collared shirt to Dublin, the first bar we went to in Dublin, Ireland. And he ordered a tequila pineapple. And the bartender looked him dead in the eyes and goes, "Did you miss your flight to Miami?"
Yeah.
We were in Ireland.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, and I think that for me, like that.
Yeah, I'll take a tequila pineapple. What?
It's different.
You want a Guinness?
It's just different.
That culture shock was so different for me. And then you learn that you're trying to be like other people and you're trying to compete against these people. And again, it's not that there's not competition, but I feel like back in the Midwest, it's a little bit more, you're sort of pretty content in that part of the country, the middle part of the country. People are just generally more like content than I've found.
It's also just New York, and it's like the city, and everything's just
Wall Street.
The lights are on.
Yeah,
and it's like you grow up going to Broadway and like Times Square, and everything's just. It's all just. It's like the same way why the LA people are LA people, because they've been around the movies and cameras and everything's got to be prim and proper, and everyone's getting like lip injections and Botox because they want to look like the next person that lives down the block. And in Long Island and all these places like Staten Island, like it's that version to a crazier degree. Where it's like you want to look like the Rico Boscos just to fit in, as crazy as that is. Like you want to have that kind of accent. Like you want to talk about Little League World Series, and
it's culture.
Yeah, it's culture. We're just describing culture.
We're describing culture.
Yeah, we are.
The culture here is great, by the way, in Texas. Just a little twang to everyone's voice.
Yeah,
a little laid back.
Feels like freedom.
Yeah, look at me the wrong way, and like I'll put something into you.
Yeah, I mean I'll teach you with the stick.
Yeah. But I like that kind of. Everyone's kind of on their own out here.
Yeah.
It's good.
I like Texas.
I love Texas. Big screens,
especially the
big.
weather that we've had. Ooh. I feel like I've been talking
like
to
74 degrees and like a little misty today.
It was misty today. I think it's been like 110 last couple of weeks. So we got here at a good time.
God, we got so lucky. Did we got
so lucky.
It's been delightful.
We could have came out here. It could have been just baking in the sun, because there's not much cover out there on that golf course.
There's none.
No trees.
They're having a major here in a couple of years. Well, they're having the KPMG here next year.
Next year, Women's PGA.
And then the PGA Championship's coming here in 2027.
That blew me away that they're doing that quickly. So this place opened May of last year. PGA Frisco, Omni Resorts, the new headquarters of PGA of America. And I wasn't really sure because, we talked about it earlier. I think Frankie said, he's like, we've been to places before that have it all, right? But one thing that's different is, like Pinehurst, for example. Pinehurst it's this massive, it's like this, you call it a big golf compound or a small village, whatever you want to call it. But everything is connected. There's 10 golf courses at this point.
Yeah.
There's the par 3 Cradle that's part of the main campus where all the courses finish. There's restaurants and bars all in the same spot. But that all kind of developed over decades, like over 100+ years of developing, and it never really developed with much of a plan. And then when they do build something new, they got to piece it together, and it's nice, but it's not. This was done with a modern plan and all opened at the same time. And there's
2 years ago,
this restaurants and all of these cottages and different types of bar restaurants. Right, there's like a simulator bar restaurant right there, and then 40 yards away, there's the Ice House that is like a barbecue joint, and on the back part, they've got what almost looks like tiki lamps and like outdoor seating.
Yeah, we sat out there. It was beautiful.
There's an ice cream place right down here.
There's ice cream, and it all is totally modern. And then they're building in every direction. There's construction homes going on over there. There's big complex going up over here. And I've just never been to a place that was built.
What are you laughing at, Alex Bush? What were you laughing at? What were you laughing at?
I was laughing like 2 minutes ago.
What were you laughing at?
I just laughed that he said ice cream. That's really it.
And then I gave him the finger.
You laughed at ice cream.
That's all it was.
We
Did
drove.
you get the ice cream?
No, not yet.
We drove outside the ice cream place and we stared in with Jared. We looked inside, and then I said, "You don't need it," and we peeled away.
I know that disappointed me, but it was the right move. It was the right move. But and I can't describe to people how just like this is just off the highway. Like we were talking about like these, and we love these places because we've been to them. Stream Song, you land, drive an hour. Bandon, people who know Bandon, it takes a while to get out there. And that's sometimes that's part of the experience, right? You're kind of getting away, and you're with your buddies, and you're doing that. But if you want to go
so much so the business that there's businesses that take you from the airport there.
Shout out to the Loop Travel.
Loop. They have a whole big ass company based off of like you don't even know how to get to Bandon. We're gonna get you there.
But if you're looking for a piece of that without those treks, PGA Frisco is right off the highway in Dallas.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I didn't realize that Frisco is a whole nother city.
I'm with you.
So I was driving.
When you said we were going to PGA Frisco, I thought we were going to San Francisco.
There was a part of me that thought that too. These are dumb people on this podcast. Danny Rapp's not here anymore. Okay?
2 weeks ago, yeah, that's true. We have gotten dumber. 2 weeks ago,
Facts.
I said to my wife, I got to go to fucking California next week. That's what I said.
Yeah, I know.
She's like, where are you traveling to? I'm like, we're going to San Francisco. She's like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, there's a new golf resort in San Francisco called PGA Frisco. I swear to God, this happened. I'm
with
like,
ya.
there's a new golf resort in Frisco. And then
San
I looked it up to go
Francisco.
show her, and I shit you not, we're sitting down on the couch. I go, it's in Texas.
You're like, I got a connection in Dallas.
It's in Texas.
Yeah, DFW.
Couldn't believe it. And that's when I texted Brendan out of like frustration. I'm like, what are we doing? Where are we going?
Yeah, we're going to Texas.
Brendan's like, we're going to
And
Frisco.
now we're here, and it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful, man.
Played the East yesterday, played the West today.
So the East is going to be the PGA Championship course.
That's
Yep,
right.
major championship track.
Really hard if you're like 10 to 15 yards off of the fairway. Decently wide fairways, a lot of bunkering. Gil Hans designed golf course, very, very much like a risk-reward golf course. You can reach some par fives in 2, but then if you try and go for it, there's a lot of runoffs, there's a lot of false fronts, there's a lot of crazy bunkering, and then a lot of red-staked, marshy areas that you're going to find yourself in. So you can be very aggressive. I think it's going to play like, you got to think like 7,500 yards.
At
for the
least.
pros.
They might play it long. I think the guy said they could play it up to 8,100.
8,100. I
Malcolm.
mean, into the wind is not going to be easy out here. It's going to be like, target practice type of driving off these tees. The par threes are really hard. The undulation's insane. The other thing, and we just played with the Bustajack guys today who do live in this area. They said that you'll never, like, this is my first experience of Texas golf, and they're like, this is not Texas golf really. Like, the fact that there's all this undulation on all the fairways and the tee boxes and the greens is very, very rare. So the amount of dirt that these guys have moved to build this place is outrageous, apparently. Because like we played the West today, and there's ridiculous slopes up to these greens, and like you're looking up a mountain to try and hit onto these greens, and they're like, this is all just like man-made. Most of it's man-made, so that's really, really cool. That's the awesome part, is that they've built like their own type of terrain out here. But you can lose your ball pretty easily if you don't have it off the tee.
Yes.
Like you're 5 yards off the rough and you're like, where is this thing? And the our guy Malcolm, our caddy, is like, don't even look for it. Gone.
Yeah, we were doing the thing where you hit a tee shot, it's going a little right or it's going a little left. But that should be all right over there. And he's like,
Dead.
I don't think we're going to find that. You're like, whoa, no, it's right there. TD Tutty taking it to the house, in for 6. Whatever you call a touchdown, one thing's for sure, touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Big shout out to End Zone Crown
Yeah.
last week.
Yep.
Myself and Frankie, I think, on the show advanced.
Derrick Henry.
CD Lamb didn't get it done for me.
I had Montgomery. Overtime of
Wow.
Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Wow.
He that was an amazing drive because I have him in fantasy.
I do
Awesome
too.
to watch him just finally get on the board. Great for anytime touchdown scorer. I'm looking at the board this week for anytime touchdowns. I haven't submitted mine for our anytime touchdown league that we've got going on with DraftKings.
$50,000 free bet.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, I'm gonna try and take the favorite each week. I'm looking at a Tyreek Hill. They're playing the Bills. Bills defense is pretty weak, and at the end of the day, I think a Tyreek, he's a man on a mission after what happened to him last week.
Yeah.
Getting arrested, the whole entire deal.
Gravy's over there like muttering.
Gravy's looking at me. I mean, even Josh Allen has scored TD. Like, there's a lot of guys out there. There's really good value on the app. There's nothing better. You throw on Red Zone. You're watching these things. You're watching some good football games. Even if you don't have a vested interest as a fan, you throw in some anytime touchdown scorers. You have way more attention on all these random games that you're like, come on. Like, each drive you're dialed in. You pick a wide receiver on the Cardinals. You pick a guy on the Patriots. You pick a guy on the Steelers. You're like, now you're in these games.
It's so nice to be back. There's just so much action.
You're
There's
just
so much
in the
going
games,
on.
man.
Are you ready to do a touchdown dance of your own? New DraftKings customers get bet $5 to get $250. $5 gets $250 in bonus bets instantly, and gets 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the code FORE. That is code FORE, F-O-R-E, for new customers to get $250 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 and get 1 month of NFL Plus Premium only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Also love red stakes everywhere. Every golf course should just be red stakes everywhere.
I agree with that.
Don't make me go back to the tee.
There's probably a good argument against that, but I don't want to hear it. I like red sticks
would be.
everywhere.
What's the argument?
It's what we do in the Barstool Classic Championship at Greyhawk.
Just
We just
red
have all the
stick
desert
everything.
plays as red sticks.
What would the argument against that be? It's just like what the rule is. It's like we just want you to hit.
You should
right
be
there.
probably punished more for hitting it out of bounds.
Right.
The punishment shouldn't be just drop next to it. You take a stroke, but
But
take
like,
a
why
stroke
are
and go all
some
the way back.
places like choosing to just make the out of bounds red stakes and others are making it white?
Feels like pace of play.
I would say it really comes down to, I think that a lost ball rule is kind of just a dumb rule now that you got me thinking about it.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Generally, you know where the ball is within 10-yard square
Correct.
radius, right?
True.
Yeah.
You generally know where it is. Nobody doesn't think that it's there.
Right.
Right.
And so to make someone, if you go up and you're like, dude, there's a giant bush there. I can't go into that bush. There's dangerous snakes in that bush. I'm in Texas. If one of those snakes bites me, it's going to ruin my life. And I do want to find that ball, but not that badly. Technically, if it's not staked, it's a lost ball. You got to go back all the way back to the tee, re-hit.
Yeah.
Versus, like Frankie's saying, if that's just red stakes or in a red stakes area, everyone agrees. Like you all agree, right? We all watch my ball. I'll see you right there. Then why would you not? Like, what's the reason
Take a
for
lateral.
not just being like, yeah, we all know it's right in there.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
And you're
I'm with
taking
you
a
guys.
stroke. You're saying,
Yeah.
yes, like the ball's here, and now I'm taking the penalty of just moving it right here. So now I'm hitting 3. You're still penalized. It's going to be really hard to make a par. And then you move on with your day. That's what all golf should be. I don't know what would constitute an out of bounds, right? If you hit it into someone's backyard and the ball's sitting right there, but it's white staked, like that's like, how is that just like out of bounds?
I believe at one point when we were tasked on this show with being like, what is one rule in the world of golf that you would just change? I think I said I would eliminate out of bounds totally.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of out of bounds is based on that property is not owned by the golf course.
Yeah.
Or resort.
When I just said the house thing, that made more sense.
But I still think OB shouldn't exist. If you want to go into that neighbor's yard and risk a potential trespassing violation to hit your golf shot, go for it.
I agree.
But how is someone's backyard not red staked? Like, that's quite literally not a lost ball. It's just on the
right
other
there.
side of this fucking cart path that I can see it, but I'm going to respect that person's property. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to drop here. I'm going to take a stroke when I have a clear path at the green from this guy's backyard. I'm going to drop a ball here. I'm going to be sitting 2, hitting 3,
Yep.
and we're just going to move on with our day. We're taking a stroke. Yeah. I think we should banish all white stakes, make them all red.
Okay.
And we should do the divot rule.
Yeah. Divot one makes the most sense.
We just got to find I know that there's got to be a way to write it in those little handbooks so that everyone understands it clearly. Is it a rollout? Is it one ball?
That's what golf
Is
is.
it-
Golf loves those little minutiae.
I know, but like,
We'll
how
write
do you
this
say
thing down to the
what
letter,
is
baby.
a divot? But also, like, that
What
what
is
is
a
a
divot?
divot question? I don't give a fuck. If you're in any impression, why can't? If you're in the fairway, you should have a perfect lie.
I would, on that one, like, because I think one of the big arguments against that, and that is the most infuriating rule of all time. You've done the thing. You've hit the ball down the fairway, which is impossible to do. In theory, in like most competitive environments in golf, you've hit the ball like 3.5 football fields into a tiny strip of tight grass. It's
Into a ground,
amazing that
into
you
a
did
ground under repair zone.
that. Fucking
technically.
amazing that you did that. I think you should be able to roll it within like 6 inches, lift, clean, place it, whatever you want to say, within 6 inches, no matter what. That way you don't get into the argument of, is it a divot or is it not? It's just like, no, just put it on perfect
But also,
grass
why
within 6
can't it be a
inches.
conversation? There's a lot of parts of golf that's a conversation.
Big
like
time.
one of their new rules right now, where if you're within 2 club lengths of a drain or like a sprinkler head off the green, you're able to if it's in your path of putting,
Right.
you're able to move it 2 club lengths, which is crazy, or maybe 1 club length. You can move it out
I
of the way.
think it's an interesting rule because I had one of these the other day, and everyone was like, yeah, of course you get to move that. But I think it was if the sprinklers are within 2 club lengths of the edge of the green and your ball is also within 2
Yeah.
club lengths of
How much
those
can you move it?
sprinklers, you can move it, I think, 2 club lengths.
Okay.
See, but look at this. This is
But
already
this is a conversation. So why can't the divot thing be that conversation where it's like, hey guys, I don't know if this is a divot, but the rule says if it's in a divot, I get to move this out. Everyone kind of has a conversation about it, just like you would if you're like, hey, I have to, like, this is a right to left putt. I have to go through this drain. Am I allowed to move this so that my path to the hole is not impeded by these sprinkler heads. That's a conversation. That's rules in the USGA handbook. Why can't we have that conversation over a divot? Like, I know people will take advantage of it. Who gives a fuck? They're in the middle of the fairway. It's ground under repair.
And
if I hit a ball into a divot that someone else hacked, if Jersey Jerry and Breaking 100 just took an absolute hack job out of the fairway and my ball rolls into that area that he just did that on is not the way that golf course was intended to be played.
The ground is under repair.
He who knows how he
repair.
there's who imagine Lurch the way he takes fucking divots.
Criminal.
Who would ever assume when they were making the game of golf that would be where you'd be hitting the ball out of? And don't tell me that the game of golf is pure hit it where it lies, because we just talked about another rule just now about sprinkler heads that you can move the ball wherever you want.
Look at Bobby Mack when he won the Scottish Open.
Yeah.
When he was had relief from that sprinkler.
That was wild.
First of all,
that's how golf
pros
works.
move the ball more than amateurs.
Oh yeah, because
They're
they know the
hitting
rules.
balls into but they're hitting balls into grandstands.
Well, you got the grandstand, you got the club length.
I
you got
watched the Creator Classic, the Bryan bros.
Wesley Bryan did that. Yeah.
Wesley Bryan ripped one into the left side of the Creator Classic grandstand at the Tour Championship because he knew he'd get a free drop.
Right, on purpose.
On purpose. He
Yeah.
knew that he'd have a nice, pin high chip at the hole if he just ripped it as hard as he could down the left side and it would hit the grandstand. He'd be able to just move it.
Also, sneaky crazy in the Creator Classic finale that they were allowed to just hit it down the 10th hole, which was internal out of bounds in the actual tournament.
They did do that. That's right.
They did internal out of bounds.
Well,
in the
When did they
actual
make that decision? Was that a long time ago? Or did they see what the Creator Classic did and then they changed it
Well,
that
dude,
night?
we watched the practice round on Wednesday.
Scottie did it.
Scottie did it. Scottie hit his
Scottie
drive.
hit
onto
it down
onto
10 on Wednesday during the
And
practice round.
Xander's putting coach is out there. He's like, I think a lot of guys are going to do that.
Then they did it in the Creator, and then, so they made it out of bounds.
Yeah, because I was, according to people that I was talking to, because I was like, everyone's going to do that in tournament. They're like, no, in the tournament, that's internal OB. In this, it's not.
Wow.
I do wonder when they made that decision because Scottie definitely played it that
Scottie
way.
was doing a bunch of weird things during that because he also went to that back tee box that they said wasn't going to be in
the
play.
par
So he was just
three.
practicing everything.
What did
He
you
was
guys,
bored.
He's getting bored of the rest of the
He
game.
had a
of golf.
7-stroke lead.
What did you guys think of the 2 cups out, 3 cups out? I saw that raging online, that discussion.
I heard for the first time.
What's going on?
We talked about it on the golf course today, actually, or yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. I think we
where
did
do
it.
you aim?
Yeah.
Maybe that's where I saw it. It was in my brain. Maybe I was
Foreplay
scrolling.
put it out.
Really weird
Okay.
because after we had that talk on the golf course yesterday, and then I was on Instagram scrolling last night, and I saw
was
that
there.
pop up. I was like, "What the
Yeah,
fuck?"
there was like an image of 3 cups,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There it is,
yeah,
right
there
there.
it is. Jared's got it.
Okay, so really, it says, I
Libero.
got in a debate about this with some friends. Where do you aim for putting if you're told to aim 1 cup left? Do you do it in the middle? So you have your original hole. Are you envisioning another hole to the left?
Can you put that up on YouTube, by the way?
You're looking at the screen right now. Are you aiming in the middle of the hole to the left, or is it the edge of that cup, that invisible cup?
When we talked about it yesterday, I said edge and you both said middle.
No, I said edge.
I said edge. Someone else said middle.
Oh, I thought maybe I got it backwards then. I was opposite of you guys.
I think you said middle.
Oh, I thought I said edge. Either way,
The way I've always thought of it in my own head is how far out to the left are we talking about here? So if someone says a cup, they don't mean, I want you to now envision another cup. In my head, they always just mean however wide a cup is, that's how far out you need to start this.
Yeah.
Is
okay,
the
I
way
agree with
I
that.
view it.
Maybe
You know
I
what
was
I mean?
just wrong yesterday. Yeah, because the other way, because middle is a ball out. We kind of talked about
Right.
it.
That's
Yeah.
about a ball.
But it is funny when you talk about a cup, not a cup left, a cup right, a cup. Make this dead straight. You're talking the middle of it. So if someone's saying take that approach and move it 1 cup to the left,
But-
are you now aiming to the middle of that left cup now?
But once you put it in that context, I'm with Riggs. It becomes a unit of measurement.
It is a unit
Right.
of measurement. Yes.
Right. Which,
Well,
I'll be
some
honest,
people would take it as a unit of measurement. Other people might take it literally.
yeah, like I'm supposed to visualize another cup, and I'm putting it into the middle of that other cup.
Right, he's
'Cause that
saying,
guy told me there's another cup on
It's
the
all
left.
invisible. So he's like, hey, it's 1 cup to the left. And you're like, I'm just going to roll it into this fake cup.
Right. It's also, if you think about this, the edge of the cup is significantly narrower than the width of a golf ball. So
Right.
then the question also kind of becomes like, well, why are you what do you mean aim? It's like, where am I supposed to visualize that golf ball on that line? Or is it a way narrower line that you're trying to get me to imagine? Because I have to imagine a golf ball rolling over there.
Who we should really be asking is caddies. Because they're out there telling, what does Malcolm mean? Because they're the ones out there at these resorts and at these golf courses who are saying it's 2 cups out. What do they mean?
So, because is it just easier to visualize, and why aren't we just saying 4 inches to the left? Because a golf hole is 4.25 inches.
Also, you ever notice like we also just jump to feet eventually without talking about it?
Right.
Like no one, and like it's almost like babies with months, and then when do you get to a year?
Right.
You start saying fucking years. Like with this, I've never heard someone say that's about 7 cups outside left.
Right.
They'll be like it's a 1.5 foot.
True.
Right.
Like they just abandoned it. I'm like, no, let's go back to the cups thing.
Well, the other
9
thought
cups?
is like, is it even help? Like, you have to really talk with your caddy or your playing partner or yourself when you're thinking about these breaks. Like, I did this with Trevor Immelman with putting. It's like you hear 1 cup to the left. Like, what is that even teaching you? Like, where are you trying to putt that to? Where are you trying to let this ball die in? Like, what are you actually aiming at? You know
Right.
what I
That's
mean?
why, like, when we have caddies, like I was Malcolm today, I always ask where the hole is. Where's my new hole?
That's a
to
good
try
one to do
and
it.
die it.
Just where's the new hole?
Yes.
That's going to put me on the right path.
Right, because if it's an uphill putt, that new hole might be a ball left and a foot past.
I'm trying to put it in that new hole.
This happened the other day. I was playing with Matt Barzell on the New York Islanders, and we were so hot. But we were no, I mean pause.
What'd you
But
say?
say so hot, but then I said pause.
You don't have to.
But
It's 2024. You can do whatever you want.
that's true. He's great
He's
looking.
hot.
Yeah.
And it's probably weirder because you hang out with him more. I don't know how
He
he
knows.
feels about. I mean, he's got to know.
I put a hat on him. I said I'm gonna have to take photos of you. You know that, right? He's like, I know.
Every situation, room, wherever he's been, wherever
Hot.
he's walked into, people, both genders, whatever you are,
Yep.
has looked at him and said, "That's a hot person."
Hot.
Superstar, goal scorer, successful,
Hot.
But even
Hot.
if he were,
Nice guy.
and there's nothing wrong with this, even if he were just a garbage man,
Yeah.
people would be like, "How about?" Everybody would go outside.
Husbands
go,
are being like, you got to get away from this fucking street. I'll
right,
pay you.
right. People would be like, "That's the hottest garbage man on the planet."
He'd be hotter as a garbage man. You know, ripped off fucking sleeves, walking
Oh,
down,
little
grabbing
dirty.
garbage, tossing that shit in. Great
Sweaty
job, by
brow.
the way. Benefits out the ass.
hanging on the side of the truck. I always wanted to do that as a kid.
Wind blowing through his hair.
The cool guy would throw it in the back before they're all automated, and then just go
Garbage
jump
men
and
get a
hang
bad
on the back.
rap. Garbage men make really good money on Long Island. They got great hours.
They
They're
work for the
done.
city, right?
Long Island too, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a union job, and they make a ton of money. They have great benefits. They retire early. I'm telling you, you grow up being like you're gonna be a garbage man. That's a hard job to get on Long Island, right, Brendan? You know that. Sanitation's fucking hard on Long Island.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you start out real high. But
And we need them. And we need them.
Yeah, we
All
need
these
them
jobs,
bad.
we need them.
you need
Bro,
them
I've
bad.
been
Tip-
in New York.
tip
It
your-
doesn't look like sanitation.
Tip
going that
your
great.
sanitation guys, especially around Christmas time. That's always a
Spend
nice
lot
thing.
of time around.
Anyway,
Mailman's a big one.
the
Tip
caddy
them
that
out.
we had, we were playing Piping Rock, really, really fast greens, phenomenal golf course. And the caddy said, I need dying pace right here. And he kind of pointed to a spot. And it was like a 10-foot putt. And he said, dying pace right here. And I tell you guys, I tapped this golf ball and it barely rolled to where he said dying pace. And this thing ended up 5 feet short. And I looked around. I said, well, now what the fuck? And they're like, come on, Frankie, you barely hit that thing. Well, I was like, well, you can't. This actually died on, and I went over to the spot and I asked the caddy, I said, did this die where you told me to? And he said, yes. He goes like, but you had to like hit it through it. I was like, well then I did exactly what you meant. So I think that is where the miscommunication happens, where it's like, what actually are you aiming for? If that's the hole, are you putting through it? Because a correct putt through a hole would be what? Like a foot beyond it?
Yeah.
So like, if you're saying this is your hole, are you trying to end it on that? Or are you trying to end it a foot behind that?
Right.
There's
right.
so many things that go into reading
This
a
is the
putt.
hardest
Well,
sport
that's
in the world.
honestly why.
Like, what do you think? You said you want a hole. So would you say, if someone said this is your hole, are you trying to get your last
Rotation into that.
to go on top of that spot, or are you putting through it maybe a foot?
No, you're
by?
putting through it a foot by.
But
Nope.
see, though, my
Shit.
brain goes to no. I think you're right. My brain goes to die this thing on that spot.
That's me.
Yes,
That's
which
me.
I think is wrong. I think they're saying this is your hole. Make the putt, like with authority. You
Yeah.
know?
Right? Don't be a little bitch.
No.
Authority.
I'm a little bitch.
Guys, the dog days of summer are finally coming to an end, meaning cooler temperatures are on their way. With the changing seasons fast approaching, I want to tell you about our new favorite pants from Peter Millar. The signature sateen 5-pocket pant bridges the gap between casual and sophisticated, meaning you can dress them up or down with ease.
Frankie?
I'm wearing blue ass pants today, and they are courtesy of our friends at Peter Millar, and they are the 5-pocket pants. They're not the sateen. I have the sateen at home. Those are a little bit more stretchy, a little more movable. These are so comfortable. The original 5-pocket pant from Peter Millar. I wear them everywhere. I've gotten them hemmed. I've gotten them tapered. I've worn them to Italy. I've worn them to weddings. I've worn them on the golf course. They come in all different shapes and sizes and colors, and they are just great. This is my time to shine. It's pants weather. It's September, going into October. I'm going on a great golf trip to Big Cedar Lodge. Peter Millar is hooking me up with fantastic wear, including shirts with logos on them. You can customize certain stuff, and then I've got the pants. I'll be rocking those with the fall foliage. Man, there's nothing better. Seeing a guy walking down a fairway with the fall foliage in the background, he's wearing that nice fitted up golf outfit with a vest, maybe a little hood underneath it, a nice dark gray pant, and a beautiful white G4 shoe. That's living, man. That's living.
These pants, the sateen, are made with an incredibly soft fabric that features the perfect amount of stretch for all-day wear in any situation, whether it's the office, the tailgate, or a night out on the town. Head on over to petermillar.com/foreplay to shop the signature sateen as well as the rest of Peter Millar's lineup. That is petermillar.com/foreplay. I have noticed over the last 4 years, 5 years, we've been really lucky to use Caddie because I think most people listening probably never had a Caddie before. And I think most of our entire lives, we never had a Caddie once.
That's
now
true.
We go to a lot of cool places. You get to have Caddies.
Was a caddy.
Frankie was a Caddie. The judge. Shout out to the judge.
My neck still hurts from that.
He beat you up, right?
Grab my neck. So don't ever touch my fucking golf ball again. I was like crying.
Yeah. Surprised you liked golf after that. You know, that would be something where I'd be like, I don't like
the other
this sport
caddy
anymore.
fucked me on that. He's like, go in there and get the ball. He'll love it.
Damn.
And I went on my hands and knees and I found a golf ball. He's like, I'm playing for fucking $100 a hole. You don't touch my golf ball.
Judge.
And he's like, I'm out of it, fellas.
They made a big
Grabbed
thing
my
of it.
neck and he pushed it like off me. And I was like,
I'm out of it.
I was like 14 years old. I got in the car. I cried.
Yeah.
I almost died going to. I don't know if I said that story. I was listening to music. I had my junior license, like whatever, like what is that called? Like a permit, I guess.
You get like a school permit?
Yeah, like you were able to drive to work and back.
Yeah.
Like I was 16
Work
years old,
permit.
15 years old, whatever.
15 and a half.
I was driving to I was caddying at Garden City Golf Club, one of the most premier, it's the top 100 golf course in the world.
Yep.
Driving there through Garden City, and I remember I was listening to music really loud, and I was like 15, 16 years old, thought I was the coolest person ever.
What do you think you were listening to?
I was probably listening to some sort of like pop punk, like Blink-182,
Sum
or
41.
Fallout Boy or something like that. Like I was
Nice.
blasting it,
I'm just
right?
trying to put myself in the moment.
And I was in a Mazda Tribute, a gray Mazda
We
Tribute.
had a Mazda Tribute.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
was
Asia.
driving this thing, and I wasn't paying attention, and there was a green light, and I just wasn't paying attention, and my music was on maybe like 100, right?
Yeah.
6 o'clock in the morning, like getting to the golf course. And I went through this green light, and then no one to my right was going, and a fucking ambulance was going like 150 miles an hour this way, honking their horn, doing the siren. Everyone stopped, but I didn't because I
you're
didn't
like,
hear it.
"All
And they were
the
coming across the
small
fucking.
things."
Oh yeah.
And
they-
it hit you?
No, and we just missed by inches. They had to
okay.
go wham, and I remember looking around, and my heart, and like I got that hot feeling, and my heartbeat was like in my ear,
Yep.
and I was sitting there like, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
What a car to get taken out by, an ambulance."
Irony.
Probably the best one to get hit by.
I know, but you could like, and then people were
As long as it's
honking at
not
me.
disabled.
Like people were honking at me because they knew that I was going, and they were flying by, and it was bad. I remember being like, I messed up. I just messed up the rules of driving.
Say it ain't so.
I will not go. Turn the lights off. Carry me home. Ooh, I just harmonized the shit out of that, by the way.
We did good
I
there.
went down.
We did good there. We did
Carry
good
me home.
there. I don't remember what we were talking about. Caddies. You would, yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say about caddies, I would say I generally always putt better without caddies. And I think, not on lag putts necessarily, but I just think because of exactly what we're talking about. Where it's like, what pace do you want? What line do you want? All that. Now, when you've played a place you never played before and you've got something like above a 15-footer,
Yeah.
I would say caddies, they absolutely help.
Yeah.
But I just noticed I make more putts, I guess I would say.
I actually don't think that's a crazy take. I
Without
think
them.
I might agree with that. I do think that when I just play golf and I like play on my own ball, and I just make decisions and I look at greens, I'm like, all right, I might not have the read right even 50% of the time, but at least I'm like, I'm looking
involved.
But you're just looking at the pin. You're like, I'm going to try and get it there. And then like by doing that, your pace is always better because like you're just doing the thing that putting is. Like you're looking at it, you're looking down, you're putting. You're not trying to like putt to anyone else's standard or like their pace or their line. Yeah.
You're like immersing yourself in the putt, right? You're going through the process. You're feeling the green. You're reading it yourself.
They say putting is like throwing a ball, right? Like distance.
Yeah.
Like when you're throwing a ball, would you like listen to a guy tell you exactly how to release it and like how far to take it back and all that stuff?
No,
like
he's
it
like,
would throw
this
you off.
21 feet in the air.
Right, it'd throw you off. You're like, I'm just gonna look at it. I'm gonna throw it how it naturally feels.
Right.
There's got to be a way that you can communicate with a guy that's like, just tell me the general like right to left, and then like that's it, and then I'll just kind of I'll get a feel for it.
Yeah, which
I just going left, like you know.
All right, then let me figure out the rest.
Yeah, you can kind of get a feel to know how wide it.
And I noticed that when I do have caddies, I start detaching myself from that whole process.
Yeah.
Where I sort of just stand there, I don't even look at the green. I'm like, what do you think? And he's like, it's a ball outside left. You're like, great. And then I just hit it, and then I'm like, I didn't even consider anything here. I didn't consider.
It is true.
You know, like I didn't even feel the putt. I didn't feel the green. I just like removed myself and then tried to jump in for half a second and be the executor of the shot. And it just doesn't go as well as often. Now, there's definitely times where you're fucking vibing with a guy.
Yeah, it
you
helps.
got a caddy and you guys are just on the same page. That happens and it's the coolest shit ever. But I just think generally I probably make poor putts without a caddy.
Yesterday I had to call you off, and Malcolm was one of the best caddies we've had in a long time. I had a great time with him out here, 2 full days here at PGA Frisco. At one point, he told you in a certain shot to hit a certain club. Right. And like you were like, I like this club. And he's like, no, I think it's one more. And then I had to say, Malcolm, nobody knows Trent Ryan golf like Trent Ryan. He just knows what this yardage is. He plays all the time with his own clubs and his own swing.
Yeah.
It's all you do.
That's true.
It's the only time.
It's all I can do.
It's all you can do. And I'm like, just trust him on this one. And I think people are going to realize that was the right call.
People will see the result.
They're going to see that was the right call. And that's nothing against Malcolm. Like he's just trying to help. And he's just trying to be like, no, I think with the win.
Malcolm is probably right. Sometimes like with other people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it is tough.
I don't think any caddy should tell you what club they think it is. Like I wouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? If you ask like, hey, do you think it's a 7 or an 8? Then they can be like, how far do you hit your 7? I think it's a 7.
Yeah, true.
But it's like if they're like handing you a club, it's like, well, like just let me figure out what I know how far I hit my clubs. It's not anything against that guy. I am me.
And
I know exactly what I do.
I would say the caddies are probably used to more people, way more people want it the other way. Way more people are
that
like
is true.
Jersey Jerry. I feel like Jersey Jerry's like,
tell me,
what do I hit here?
Yeah,
Frankie?
I was in that nightmare.
And you're like,
I caddied
you're like,
for
I
him?
don't know, it's like 155. He's like, what does that mean? Is it
I
pitching
caddied
wedge
for
or
him
forearm?
We're at Sand Valley on that par 3 course. I tried giving him clubs and he was like, you suck. And every time he'd blade one, he'd be like, it wasn't the 9, Frank. The 56, Frank. You fucked me, Frank.
It was Sam Valley. He was there.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of guys are like that. They want the caddy to do everything. I want you to read the putt. I want you to tell me what club to hit.
It's also the time and day. Like some days it just works. Like I like having a guy just take the wheel sometimes too.
Yeah.
It's like a canned hunt. It's like, you know, when they do that, they go out there, the birds or whatever you're hunting is already out there. It's easy. But if you really immerse yourself, sometimes that's the more rewarding part of it.
I totally agree. And then Frankie's also right. There's times, dude, you've had 4 or 5 truly hard seltzers, and I'm out there, and I remember like when we were at Bandon last month with this guy, Odie, I've had a couple times we've been there now, and like the second round of the afternoon, I was walking up with some shots. He was just handing me a club and going 10 feet right of it. No problem, Odie.
Yeah.
And you're just swinging. I never knew a yardage the whole fucking day.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and that's great. That's a very fun experience. But I'm with you a lot. When you play a new course for the first time, you do kind of want to immerse yourself in the experience. You want to feel the green, feel the uphill, feel all that yourself.
Yep.
You don't just want to be told like it's a 6-iron.
And they just know information that you don't. Like today there was one where it was like 170 and he's like hit a 4-iron. And I just agreed with him. I'm like, all right, I never really would have thought about that, but I didn't realize like the pin's all the way in the back. If you hit the green, like you don't want to be in the front. The wind was in our face. It's playing 205. Like I probably would have hit a 6-iron and I would have been way short. And then, so yeah, it's not taking anything away. I think you need to be able to have the conversation with a caddy or anyone, even your playing partner. If you're in a big match, you got to be like, we have to set the ground rules of what we really want to tell each other.
Yeah.
Because it's such a mental game.
But then
Once
that's
you start
tough because
thinking
you
the
don't want
wrong
to come
way.
off like a dick at the beginning.
No, I mean, you could say it
I'm
like a
gonna read all
human
my own
being.
stuff. The guy's like, ooh.
No, you could say it.
Been here 5 years. This guy knows the greens better than me.
No.
Guy 300 loops here.
all-
yeah, I
all right.
bet you know the read.
Yep.
Sure.
It's all
Alright,
about the
that's cool.
delivery. You got to say it like a human, and then you're fine.
Fuck.
So hard. Game is impossible.
It's so hard.
Golf is impossible, man. Golf Zone, world's biggest simulator brand with facilities in, get this, 63 different countries.
That's a lot.
Wow.
63 different countries.
More than I would have thought. Not that I'm doubting their capability. It's just a higher number than I would have
I
thought.
think you could name 63 different countries off the top of your head.
No chance.
I don't want to do it right now, but that's something maybe we should try to do at some point during this trip.
63 countries?
It'd be tough.
We have one of these golf zones, not a whole country, a golf zone, in our Chicago HQ. Over 7.5 billion shots are hit every year. 90 million rounds played last year. 4.8 million members. 230 plus courses available. Golf Zone does all the course mapping and flies a drone to map the hills, and the floor moves to make the hills. So you get all kinds of lies that are as accurate as can be. Making golf simulators with moving floors since 2002.
2002.
Wow.
2002.
Early in the game.
It's a great time. They have them at the Chicago office. You just really don't get the sense of hitting in real life at other simulators like you do on golf zones, because the ground does shift. You have a ball above your feet, it's going to move, it's going to be hard to hit. You have to choke up, you have to really lean into the shot. It makes you hit real golf shots.
Visit golfzonegolf.com. That is golfzonegolf.com to find a golf zone location near you. That is golfzonegolf.com.
We watched fucking Mason from Bustajack chip with one hand today because he's got the yips.
Chipped really well with one hand.
Unbelievable with one hand. He puts one hand behind his back and he nips wedges with his backhand.
So Matt Fitzpatrick was chipping cross-handed, not
Yeah.
one-handed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
no.
Kevin Kisner, our very own, was chipping cross-handed.
He
That's
chips
right.
one-handed.
They
and
weren't chipping with one hand.
and he's like flopping balls over the bunkers and nipping
How
them.
do you
and they're
just you have?
spinning.
How do you control the club?
Well, chipping with your backhand is a really good drill. Kisner tried to get me to do that.
Yeah.
I remember that. You were doing a great job.
Yeah,
with that. Remember that?
it is. They say that it's like how you use the bounce and you learn how to come down. And I don't know.
Kisner wasn't telling you in a round to do it.
Pulling it off out there the way that we were playing is incredible.
Yeah.
So
And this stuff is not. This Bermuda out here,
it's grabby.
tight lie, grabby Bermuda out here, you got to be pretty confident with your chipping. He was doing it one-handed. Those guys are golfers. They can play.
The Bustajack guys, yeah.
Bustajack boys.
They're awesome. We just spent the whole day with them.
Really nice guys.
Awesome.
I like when we do these. Today wasn't a full trip. We did today with them, but when we do these trips, these collaborations, as people love to call them, I like it because we always get to do a little powwow with people that are in the biz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're doing something at least similar, pretty much similar to exactly what we're doing. It's always like I always imagine why you see like rock stars like get married and date each other. You see movie stars and movie stars, they just know, they get to talk to each other about what they go through, the same experiences in life, and they think about the same stuff and they contemplate the same decisions. And talking to the guys at lunch today was really cool. Just
Well,
being
I think we're a good source of advice because we've been doing it a long time, and we also do a lot of different things. We do the YouTube channel, but we do podcasts, we do live events. We do, we were talking a lot about podcasting with those guys at lunch, and we were just like, yeah, we do 2 times a week, and they were like, oh, we've been thinking about it, and it's like we can tell you what it's like. Like, do you want to start one or do you not? We can give you advice on that because they're young in this and they're independent, and they're like, we're just trying to grow, and they're doing great on their own, but it's like they want advice from people, and we want advice from them.
Mason was making the point about the Rory comment from 2016.
Yeah.
Where he was like, I'm pretty sure Rory had something that had to do with my job. It's not necessarily my job, or I don't view it as my job to grow the game. And he was like, you guys remember this quote? And you're like, nah. And then I was thinking in my head, I never said it, but I was like, we might have done a whole podcast about that quote. I might have weighed in on that. I might have weighed in about that quote and from every different direction you could imagine, because we've done almost 700 episodes now, Bush?
Yeah, 698.
Yeah, because
Wow.
we were saying like it's I'm sure we do. Like if we had the podcast then, we had to have talked about it. And we were saying to them, like, it's great to have a podcast. We do all these ad reads. We love our sponsors. It brings in money. But you also got to have opinions 2 times a week for an hour and a half each. And like, are you ready to do that? Are we ready to do that?
No, we're never ready to do that.
Right. So it's like,
Kidding me? You hear the shit that we say on this show?
yeah, we talked about culture for 20 minutes.
The amount of time we talked about something we didn't know what it was, and then got to the conclusion that it was culture.
That's right.
At the end of that, I had a guy the other day on the driving range. By the way, like a week ago, this guy rolled up to the driving range. He had his Bluetooth speaker, and he was just blaring it on the driving range out of his golf bag by himself.
Okay.
Blaring what?
Country.
I thought you were going to say the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Off topic. Changed it.
I think playing music is good.
I actually kind of dug it. He was getting a couple phone calls, and it would just go off.
Like on the speaker. Mm-hmm. Like a driving range is like a speaker-friendly area.
I think so, too.
Like if you're walking around like a King Cullen with a speaker on your hip, it's weird. It's a shopping center.
Oh, what?
Is that a Long Island only shopping center? King Cullen?
I didn't. I
looked right through you. You said that, and I was like, what the fuck's this guy talking
I thought you were
about?
talking about King Collins. the
Stop
golf
and
course
Shop? You
architect.
guys have Stop and Shop?
Yeah.
When I lived on Long Island, I went to Stop and Shop all the time.
There's Stop and Shop in Boston, I believe. There was a Stop and Shop in South Boston when I lived there.
What do you guys know about
Maybe it
Hy-Vee?
was a shop and save.
About what?
You guys ever go to a Hy-Vee?
I don't know what Hy-Vee is.
Where there's a helpful smile
What?
in every aisle.
It's a
That actually
disease?
might be Econo Foods. But Hy-Vee that's like the grocery
What's
store
the place
in the
right
Midwest.
by my
Dr. Steve
parents'
Bazillion
house?
is a huge Hy-Vee guy.
I love
He
Hy-Vee.
always go, we can go up to the Hy-Vee.
Oh, Stu Leonard's.
That's an East Coast thing, I
The
think.
dairy.
Okay.
They're known for their dairy, man.
Sam's Club?
Stu
Huge.
Leonard's ice cream and Stu Leonard's like chocolate milk. Oh, you haven't had chocolate milk until you've had Stu Leonard's.
Don't tell me I haven't had chocolate milk.
Not until you've had Stu Leonard's.
Okay. Don't
You know
look me
who-
don't look me in the eye and tell me I haven't
You
had
know who
chocolate
agrees
milk.
with me?
Clem.
Clem
I knew it.
and Large
I trust
guys
these
who have some serious takes on food and things of that nature.
I trust those guys, but I'm just saying.
If Clem says this is the best chocolate milk in the world, I think it is.
I've had chocolate milk. All right, bro. Don't tell me I haven't.
The day
had
you come to
milk.
Stu Leonard's, you'll have chocolate milk for the first time.
You're making me angry. I'm like, my neck's starting to get hot.
I want to be there. I want to be there when you have chocolate milk for the first time. When it hits your lips.
I'm furious right now.
When that lactose hits your lips.
I spent time with Large and Spider at the Louisville Barstool Classic. Just a delight.
Yeah, that's a great combo.
It was, I mean, the Rubbin' is Racing boys. I just really enjoyed their company, and I have nothing else to say about it other than that. But I have had chocolate milk.
Large is a fantastic human being. That man is very articulate as well.
Yeah.
Incredibly
I gave him the
articulate.
mic because we do the walk-ups.
He rips people.
Vile.
Yeah.
but people love
And
it.
he says something extremely violent, and he goes, right? Like he makes you agree with it.
He does.
He's like, you got your wife's panties on, right? And it's like something like that, and they're like, yup, you know.
No, it's great. It was great. I love chocolate milk.
Our friend Eddie Barstool got in a little controversy.
That made me mad. That guy.
Am I understanding it correctly?
Yes.
It's as simple as I think it is.
Yeah.
And the
Yes.
guy lost his mind.
Yes.
So Eddie went on some local Chicago.
Bernstein and Holmes.
Bernstein and Holmes is the
Holmes?
show. It's a local Chicago sports radio show, and I think it's a very successful one.
Yeah, the
To
way
the
that it
likes
was.
of like Boomer and Gio and Mike Francesa, they've been there for years. Maybe not that successful. Probably, hopefully not that successful.
But it sounds like they're very big there, and the Bernstein guy was pretty normal and popular for a long time, and recently has become.
He's lost his mind. But I think he's
curmudgeon-y.
always been anti-Barstool with little comments or whatever. So then, yeah, I mean, the clip, you could play the clip. It's probably been played a million times. I know Dave Portnoy is anti-Bernstein to a level that he's putting his name on a bottle of champagne and saying, clog the phone lines and make sure that his political life never, ever, like, rests up.
Yeah.
Like, he can't sleep at night, like, but only on a professional level.
Only on a
Professional level, not personal level.
Professional.
Professional level.
Harass him as much as
Professionally.
humanly possible professionally.
Yes.
So, live shows.
But anyway, so Eddie's like saying something, and he goes, "Yeah, I didn't know that you were that kind of guy, Bernstein." And then they all kind of laugh and talk, and I don't know how much time goes on after that because they kind of cut it. And then Bernstein goes, "You can call me Bernsey or whatever his first name was,
Dan
right?
or something.
Dan or Bernsey, but you don't know me like that." And then Eddie did a nervous chuckle, like, all right. And then the worst clip was the one that when they went to fucking break. Did you see that one?
Horrible.
Where the one
He goes
host,
like this.
the one host takes his mic away and goes, "What do you call you?" And then Bernstein goes, "Bernstein."
That's his name.
What the fuck?
It's the name of the show.
I want to be clear.
It's your
That's
last
his name.
you motherfucker.
It's his name.
That's your last
Are
name.
you watching this, Jonesy? No. Oh, I
Also-
thought you were watching.
Also, Eddie, the nicest dude in the world. Like would never he's not trying to offend him.
It's really bad. If you're kind of lost at what we're saying, just go on Twitter, go check Dave's tweets. I mean, he is.
When you got Dave Portnoy on your ass, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Especially now.
It had been a while. I know Dave kind of said it in his video. He's like, I haven't made a bottle of champagne for somebody in a long time, years. But I was thinking, like, we haven't really been in the mud in a long time.
We beat everybody.
And he hasn't tweeted about it. He hasn't acknowledged it, which is so infuriating.
Well, I know, and I saw Dave was retweeting Rico because Rico, he's gonna let the dog off the leash.
He said he'll never stop calling.
And that's Rico. Rico is the Michael Jordan of radio calling guys.
Yeah.
Like he will just dominate you.
Yeah, he's a leader of terrestrial radio and satellite radio.
Unbelievable.
Bernstein.
Oh my God.
Are we doing closest to the pin today?
Well,
have you come up with them yet?
I got one.
Oh
It's
shit.
not enough. We need 4.
We need 4.
I can help you. We can help.
Yeah, we'll all come up with one.
I don't
Why
know.
don't you guys come up with one?
From the production side.
Yeah, we'll all do one.
Each of us, me, you,
You are 3, and we'll do one.
and you're one.
Yeah.
You guys are a
Alright.
conglomerate. You guys are a
I already
closest
got
to
one.
the pin conglomerate over there.
I got one.
I got one too.
Can I go first? Closest
Yeah.
to the pin?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to do a
let's
an
do,
update?
Yeah, recap update.
An update. We are dissolving Dan's shares of the victories.
Yeah, but Dylan will take his share.
Dylan
right.
DeChair.
That's right.
Yeah,
Whenever
will
Dylan
take his
DeChair
shares,
comes
yes.
on the show, he'll take over his points.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
yes, yes.
Good deal.
That sounds good.
Okay, first one was combined points from all NFL teams in week 1. 733 points. Riggs 726 wins that.
What a guess, dude.
A lot of points.
Thank you, Trent.
What a guess.
Total points in Texas at Michigan Saturday. 43 points. Frankie Borelli 46 takes that one. They clobber them. Wow. Number of posts from NFL Twitter account with Taylor or Travis. There were 4, and Trent gets 2 points.
Oh,
Shit.
man.
What did I say?
You said 5. So you're close.
Damn.
And then combined passing and rushing yards for Josh against the Cardinals, 271. Riggs closest with 261.
Wow, dude. Good week. Good week for you.
Fuck yes.
All right, what are the
So-
standings?
Trent's at 54. I'm at 46. Riggs at 40. Dan, RIP, 43.
Dylan.
Dan/Dylan, 43. And Frankie, 36.
Jesus, Frankie.
All protein bars generally taste the same, but not One bars. One made protein bars actually delicious with Reese's and Hershey's. Only one Reese's Peanut Butter Lovers protein bar is made with Reese's Peanut Butter, and only one Hershey's Cookie and Cream protein bar is made with Hershey's Cookie Bites. 18 grams of protein, only 3 grams of sugar. These things are truly delicious, and they are perfect for the golf course.
Really good.
Love them.
Also, a lot of the stuff that we talk about, people end up trying. Peter Millar pants, all of our partners, everyone
Yeah.
does it. This one in
Don't eat the
particular,
pants if you're going to try the pants.
No,
Put
don't
them
eat the
on-
pants.
Wear them. Put it on your legs.
this one in particular, I've been getting a lot of people in my own life like saying, I've seen you posting about these things. I see them at the supermarkets. I see them at the stores. I'm starting to pick them up. I had to try them, and every single person says the same thing, that they can't believe how good they are.
They're
For only
so
3 grams of sugar,
good.
all that protein. It has the Reese's logo on the front. It's the whole deal. It's really, really good stuff.
I'm a sugar guy.
Right.
Too much.
Yeah.
People have said.
Yep.
Including myself. This has 3 grams of sugar, and it's just as good as anything else.
We did that video with Matt Barzell. We talk about him in this show. Superstar hockey player, the most fit person I know, I think. Hot. And in that video at Sabonic, when we played, he absolutely waxed my ass. We were sitting there. It was sponsored by One Bars, and I gave one to him, and he's like, "Are you kidding me with this? This is This is an athlete talk. He's like, this is incredible.
They don't put anything in their bodies that
This is
they're
good.
like, yeah.
Like, this is a good tasting.
Body is his temple.
Yeah, it's good. So they did a great job. 1 bars,
of people's
with Hershey's, the real deal. Cookies and cream too.
One also has other delicious flavors: birthday cake, maple glazed donut, blueberry cobbler, among others. Try new one, Reese's Peanut Butter Lovers Protein Bar, and one Hershey's Cookies and Cream. Try them right now. The 1 bars, they're fantastic.
You know what sucks?
What?
Southwest.
Oh, yeah.
Really bad, man. That
Yeah.
system sucks. I know that's been talked about a million times.
Yeah.
What did you guys go Southwest here?
We took
Yeah.
Southwest
What?
from
Southwest
Nashville.
is chaos.
It sucks.
When did they decide that system is better than just having a seat? It's anti-American. There's no like,
I heard they're abandoning this system.
I actually heard that too.
there's no capitalism to it. It's like you can just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You can sit anywhere. You can pay the least amount and then you can sit in the first row.
Is that true? Or do you pay more for like a
You get,
higher
like,
tier?
You get a higher tier to like sit first, but like no one's going to pick row 1, seat B because it's in the middle. So you can get on that flight for like $10 and sit in the first row and you're right in between 2 people that paid fucking $800 for their seat. It's ridiculous.
All I could think about when I was in line was, I wish someone would tell me where to sit.
So Southwest, right? They've got on Southwest from Colorado to St. Louis. It's like the only real airline that does consistent flights. My parents live in Boulder, and then all of our family's back in St. Louis. So my dad goes back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so he has to fly Southwest, and he fucking hates it.
It's anxiety.
But his whole thing is he's like, he pays for the upgrade, so he's like A3, right? And he's like, I get on the plane, I'm A3. The first 5 rows are full of fucking people. And he's like, and all the people are, and this is the way he describes it, he uses air quotes, and he's like, handicapped. Because they allow people, they bring all the wheelchairs up.
Correct.
And they allow you to get on first
Yes.
before all the A1, A2, A3, A4 if you have disability, wheelchair, whatever.
Which on another flight, they're letting them on first as well. If you have, they always make the announcement. If you have trouble getting onto the plane, if you have children, if you need any assistance, please board the plane now. But that doesn't mean that they get the first seat.
They have assigned seats.
They have assigned seats. Maybe it might be the last seat on the plane.
I do want to call this out briefly. This is a man who would go on with a boot. Your father.
So this is his move.
A fake boot.
Is that his first thing he always says is he goes, one of these days, Sam, I'm gonna pull the fucking fire alarm at that gate. We're gonna see who really deserves those handicap chairs. This is what he says every time. But his new move is whenever we drop him off at the airport, he straps on his boot and he lifts his
That's
ass
incredible.
up to the thing, and he gets on and he sits right there in like A1, and he's like, it's the only way to beat the system. He's like, it's a bullshit system, but if you can't beat him, you got to join him.
He's right.
He is right. It is chaos. Our Southwest is complete chaos.
I don't like it. I really just don't like it because I just want an assigned seat. I just tell me where to go.
I have to tell a real quick story. We were in Ireland, and my dad had this heart surgery. He's recovering. He hasn't really done many long walks or excursions or anything. We've tried and keeping it light. Obviously, he's working himself to the ground at Borelli. So that's a whole other story. But it's like we take him to Ireland. We're like, we're not going to walk too much. We're going to try and keep it light.
Yeah.
We go to the Cliffs of Moher, and we had a private driver that was taking us all around. Connemara and all these places and kind of driving us through the valleys, and then we get to the cliffs and Doolin and all this stuff, and there's quite a crazy walk from the parking lot to where the edge of the cliffs are. But if you call and you're like and you need assistance, they'll take a golf cart, they'll come to your parking spot, and they'll drive you all the way to like where the steps start. But it's hard to like kind of be the person that
To
like,
suggest it?
or like you can't have like a non-visible handicap or a limp. Like my dad did need it, but yeah. So like it was funny. Like when he got out of the car and he just like acted like his back was fucked up, and he was like, because the driver made a joke. He's like, "Hey, maybe throw a limp in there, right? Like you broke your foot." And my dad got out and he was like, "Ugh, ugh," and like walking around. I'm like, all right.
Dude, show him the zipper.
I know. Like I was like, he does need it, but
Definitely.
it was funny how much he kind of like acted it up.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's a dream for your dad.
oh my
Act
God.
this out.
I was like, all right, stand up straight. Let's get in the cart. Let's go.
Yeah, they're not going to question you.
And then he like ran up the steps because he felt like he's like, I'm fine. Ridiculous.
That generation.
He did this at the fucking Phillies. Yeah, I posted that video.
I did see that. It
Like,
made
Dad,
me nervous.
I was like, run up one flight of stairs to be funny. And he just went. Halfway through the video on my Instagram, you can see I lose him. And I have to fucking run around. There's also a funny Easter egg in the video. He tries to like tackle someone like fake. It's ridiculous. But all right, go ahead.
All right. So closest to the pin is back. This weekend, people might not know this. My lovely parents, Steve and Jean, met at Mizzou.
Wow.
I didn't
Both
know
went
that.
to Mizzou.
Okay.
Your Missouri Tigers football team this year is now 6th in the country.
Holy shit.
They were very good last year, played Ohio State and beat them in a bowl game. Ohio State didn't play a couple of their players in that game, but they still beat them. So Mizzou, anyways, people are high on Mizzou football. Mizzou football is hosting against Boston College this weekend, who was number 24, and BC beat Florida State week 1. So people are a little bit high on BC. Mizzou has not given up a point yet through 2 games.
Wow.
Last week, emotional game. One of their players' mothers had passed away, Eddie Kelly Jr. There was an iconic picture that went up of him honoring his mom, and that defense had 2 back-to-back shutouts. So the question is, I believe the spread, I looked it up, is 16.5. Mizzou is number 1 in the country in points given up thus far in 0. How many points will Boston College Eagles score
Okay.
at Mizzou this weekend?
All right. We doing text?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Oh boy.
Every time.
How many points is BC going to score against Mizzou this
I
weekend?
got you, motherfucker.
He gave a whole lead up to it. It was good.
I heard it.
Let me start over.
No, rest in peace.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Trent 10, Frankie 14, Alex 17, Riggs 10.
All right.
Shit.
I almost went 0.
I almost did too. And then I just added a 1 in front of it.
Right.
I've had chocolate milk. I think I'm gonna do. Mine's gonna be a college football one too.
We're doing these off the top of our head, but
I know, and I so because mine was gonna be similar to like an Iowa scoring one, but I'll do more specific. I'll do Iowa plays Troy this weekend at Kinnick. The Hawks were 1-1. We talked about it, Frankie and I. The Hawks listened to the Cyclones,
Right.
which was devastating, right? But let's do how many passing yards will Cade McNamara have? He is the starting quarterback for the Iowa Hawkeyes. This could be
Do you know stats so far?
no.
they don't throw it that often.
They do. They throw it a good amount. They just do people catch the pass is the question. But
Here, I'll look him up.
yeah, you can look it up. I would be curious to know what he has through the first 2 games, but.
Well, he had like a 56 passer rating last week.
He had 99 yards last week. Jesus Christ.
Dude, he only had like
And
12
then
completions.
Week
Right?
1, he had 251.
Troy. I mean, they're playing Troy, right?
250 the first week, 99 last week.
Yeah.
It's quite a range.
Yeah,
It's just
Troy.
tough.
I wish I could actually redo my question. my
Greek
answer.
City State. This is like not a very good.
Okay, I'm in.
Speaking of like Troy and Trojans and all that, did you see when I think it was USC put out a video, like a hype video for week 1? Did you see that went viral?
No.
Like whoever made their video was like the next fucking Michael Bay.
They crushed it.
You
Really?
saw that?
Yeah, then they had a big win too, didn't they? They upset
Yeah, but like
LSU.
so part of the
Yeah.
video was like it started out. I got that right? Michael Bay is he was like Transformers, all that. They had like a battlefield of like Trojans fighting, and then they showed like the Trojan horse, and then it went to like a football field, and they were jumping out of a thing, and everyone was commenting, being like, "Do you not know what the actual story behind the Trojan horse was?" Like it wasn't like Romans in there. You know what I mean?
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't like the Trojans weren't in the horse.
No,
It was
the Trojan
their-
horse was a fake gift
Correct. From
with
like
the
someone
Greeks
else.
inside of it.
Right.
And then the Trojans went to sleep. Like we won the war. Those fuckers left. And then when they went to sleep, they jumped out.
So it
of
was
the
actually it's like because like
They used it as like
and if you watch the video, like it peers into the horse and there's like a bunch of like guys with like Roman like helmets on inside it. And
so it's
like,
not
it was
historically
just,
accurate.
it was
hype
just
video.
wrong. Yeah, and everyone
It's
was
not
like,
a historically accurate hype video.
yeah.
Also, it's,
You saw that?
in terms of history, it'd be a real dumb move by the Trojans if that's what happened. If they were like,
It's a
this horse
story,
seems
right?
legit. Yeah, this is a great horse.
I love this horse.
There's a whole army inside of that horse.
Yeah.
How would you not know?
Let's not check the inside. I think it's made out of wood.
Seems legit.
Yeah.
I could see something. Maybe it's been kind of expanded and exaggerated upon, but I could see something like that happening back in the day of like old school war.
If there was, like,
someone hiding in something,
Maybe they're bringing hay in
Something.
to the town. And they, instead of hay, they pack a couple soldiers in
you
there.
can't tell me that
Hay
didn't happen
bales.
like into castles and shit. That people were like hiding and shit, and then they were getting like delivered into
Had
like
to
the
be.
castle, and then they pop out and they kill a couple knights, and then they're like in the quarters.
Smuggling has existed since time started.
Right.
Smuggling's a big one.
Right.
Reminds me of movie. I don't know why randomly, but Charlie Wilson's War. When what's his face puts the little microphone. He gives him a gift of like. You
Tom
guys seen
Hanks
that
is
movie?
in that, right?
Tom Hanks.
I've
And
never
then
seen this movie.
It's a fantastic movie.
I'm trying to get a list together of movies I need to watch in my new basement because I finally got the surround sound all set up and your nice TV.
Is it Philip Seymour Hoffman? Is that the other?
I'm not sure. It's been a long time.
But anyways, his character, he gives Tom Hanks' character a gift. It's like a bottle of booze, and there's actually a microphone attached to the booze.
That's nice.
And Tom Hanks like kicks him out of his office to talk about something confidential, and then he comes back in, and Phil Seymour Hoffman gives him advice on the thing that he just heard him talking about. He's like, "How'd you hear him talk about that?" And he goes, "How do you think?" And he goes, "You mic'd that gift, didn't you?" He goes, "Of course I did."
Fuck
It's
yeah.
like a whole thing.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's nice.
I want like surround sound movies, like good movies, you know?
There you go. Put the word out.
Eras Tour movie.
But the
What?
Eras Tour movie.
Oh, Jesus.
How is that, Bush? I haven't seen that one.
Sick.
Okay.
All right.
T Swift.
Wow, 10 years ago, Philip Seymour Hoffman died.
Wow.
He's from Rochester.
I mean,
Is he?
it's a little
Great actor. Along Came
one of
Polly.
the best. One of the best.
White chocolate. Along Came Polly is so funny.
You guys got to watch Charlie Wilson's War. You'd like it, Frankie.
I'm going to watch it.
Is
I mean,
it- Is it historically accurate? Is it a?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's based. Yeah,
I just watched a Tom Hanks movie that I'd never seen. It was
Forrest
Bridge
Gump?
of Spies. It was called Bridge of Spies. And that's a historically accurate.
I'm making Alex laugh today, and it makes me happy.
He's a little giggly today,
He
though.
is giggly today.
a little loopy.
Fucking gravy.
Not a long day. I mean, long for us.
Long for them, man. They've been running around. 5 guys scramble. It's a lot. We're about to go play fucking par 3 here too, which is great because look at this place. It's under the lights. It's going to be under the lights.
This
All right.
reminds me of. The
We want to
main
get back
campus.
to close to the pin.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Cade McNamara passing yards. First Troy. Frankie 180. Riggs 276. Trent 233. Alex 169.
Rude.
Nice.
Taking the under.
Rude. But smart.
Frankie, you got one?
Yeah, I got one.
I can go first if you want.
What?
I can go first
Yeah, you
if
can
you
go.
Okay.
No, you know what? I'm going to go.
All right.
We're here in Texas. This ain't Texas. It ain't Hold'em.
Beyonce.
We going down, 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 down. Fuck that song.
Why?
You don't like that?
I don't
whoa.
know.
That was rude.
People like to hate that song, but I
Jeez.
kind of like it.
It's all right.
very catchy.
It's catchy.
TikTok song.
It's catchy.
All my new music, I'm so old, but the new music I get is TikTok. I'll hear songs on TikTok, and then I'll hear it on the radio and be like, oh, I heard this on TikTok. Hear it on the radio. What the hell am I talking about?
You don't listen to the radio.
No, but I'll hear it played somewhere, and I'll be like, oh, I know this song from TikTok. Frankie, go
My
ahead.
wife just made a TikTok for the Borelli's Tap Room Instagram.
It was only a matter of time before that came up.
It's been cracking me up. It's been cracking me up. We have these.
It's great.
We have these new espresso martini flights at the Borelli's Tap Room, our new one in Long Beach.
Free
And
plug.
she's like, well, yeah, free plug. And she's like, we have to make like an Instagram story for this. Like, I'll like do it. Like I've seen like all like the restaurant influencers do. And so I sent her like some videos and she pieced them together. And then she did the voiceover for it, and it's so funny. It's so funny.
It really is.
It's like, this is Borelli's espresso martini
yeah.
flight.
She really,
It's so delicate.
she really played it up.
Yeah.
She's like a
go
voice
watch that
actor.
video. It's hilarious. It's great. We need more shit like that. It's good because that place is awesome. Cowboys, them boys. We're here in Texas. It ain't Hold'em. How many points are them boys against who dat? The Saints. How many points?
Houday?
No, I think Houday is.
No, who days Bengals?
Okay, that's what I
Bengals.
thought. Okay.
Who dat? How many points are the Cowboys going to score? You know what? What's the total? What's the total going to be?
Between
Dallas
the two
Cowboys versus the New Orleans Saints. The over under is 46.5. DraftKings Sportsbook. We are going to go over or under? What do you guys think?
But
Wait,
we're picking a number,
We're picking
right?
a number, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you can pick the number if you want.
Isn't that the thing?
Yeah, that should be.
No,
the
I
thing.
meant you could pick the number that it's going to be. I meant 46.5 is the over and under. You pick an over, you pick an under.
But for close to the pin, we're picking a number.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
When I said you could pick a number if you want, I meant the 46. Someone farted. Someone absolutely farted.
I didn't fart.
Wait, actually,
It wasn't me, I promise. I would just say it.
I would too. I'll own it. I bet it was Brendan. He doesn't have a mic, so he can't defend
It was
himself.
probably Bush. He's leaking shit all the time. Fucking slob.
All the time.
Jesus Christ,
Just walking around. Bro, how did your ankles get so sunburnt this week?
dude, my wrist. You can see where my watch was.
I think we need
just
to get your ankles on this video.
No.
Your ankles
It
are
looks
one
like a
of the most,
tattoo.
Yeah.
I'm a
Is it
guy
that
that's
bad?
gotten bad sunburn.
The backside is
The backside of your neck is ridiculous.
ankles.
I know.
I got a red tattoo
video
on my
or
ankles. I
something.
don't know
What
what to
is
tell
that?
you.
The back of your neck is ridiculous.
I don't know that.
What? That's old internet. That was it wasn't the Dave Chappelle show.
It's
it
not
was,
Unforgivable, is it?
No, what was that Comedy Central show? Was
Key and
it?
Peele?
No.
Chappelle Show?
It was like the other SNL.
Mad TV?
I think it was Mad TV.
That's not Comedy Central, but
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, they're sitting at the movie theater, and the guy's behind the couple, and he's like wearing the do-rag. He's like, "Damn, the back of your head is ridiculous."
No.
It's,
I don't know that one. I'll have to watch it after.
you know this? Damn.
All right,
Fucking
close to the
loser.
pin.
Damn.
I fucked up, dude.
Points, total points. Cowboys, Bengals. No, Cowboys, Saints.
Yeah.
Okay, 41. Riggs 41. Trent 53. Frankie 51. Alex 43. Yes. And then last one.
Help
So-
me, Josh
No,
Allen.
no, no,
touchdown,
no, no,
help
no.
me.
They play Thursday. All right. Chicago Bears with number 1 draft pick Caleb Williams scored 0 points on offense last week, but still won 24-17.
They did, yeah.
How many points will they score on offense this week? So no defense, special teams
Right.
points against the Texans.
I find myself
Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
I find myself wanting to root for the Bears. I mean, I'm sort of from that area anyway, and there's a lot of Bears fans around me. But Torrey Taylor is their punter now, who was the Iowa punter, who was incredible. And I want a Torrey Taylor jersey. He's a stoolie too. When I was at the game the first week against Illinois State, he was there, and the place went fucking crazy.
Right.
Only in Iowa would they go crazy for a punter.
It is what it is, dude.
It's true.
Embrace who you are.
Yeah, that's fine.
Embrace who you are. Punting is winning.
This
You know what's-
guy's the best.
What?
This
Legit,
guy's, no, I'm just saying, it's like it is funny to like idolize a punter.
dude.
but
Legit at Kinnick got a standing ovation when I was there.
incredible.
And it's not sarcastic. What was the question?
Points for the Bears offense.
Oh, okay.
At the Texans Sunday.
How about Lurch is on this group text and Dan isn't? I was just looking at
Dan
it.
left our group text.
Which
Yeah.
I think is the appropriate thing to do.
I think he did that more so because we've talked about how weird it is that Lurch has never left it.
It's very strange.
Yeah, I think that's the right move. You move on, you leave.
You're gone.
There's nothing wrong with that.
All right, points for the Bears offense. Frankie 20. Riggs 9. I don't know. Oh yeah, 3 field goals. Sorry, math is hard.
Dumbass.
Trent 10. Alex 10.
And you guys are all going to go 10.
Wait.
Wait, no.
That can't be.
That can't be.
The
Why?
field goals aren't
We're so
theirs.
stupid. The field goals
What do you
don't
mean?
count.
That's not the
We're
offense.
talking about the offense.
Is that the offense?
The offense scoring field goals? No.
Special teams.
Technically, no, but like their points came from like
What's the question?
the question was how many points would the offense score?
That's not correct then.
But
Right.
I was more
Well, then
thinking,
is a touchdown 6?
All right, how are you guys going to get to 10?
Shut up, Riggs.
No. I think that an extra,
They're going to score
I think we all fucked up the answers there. Because my point was that the offense didn't score at all. How many points will they actually score? So they can't hit 9 or 10.
this question sucks so much
It
ass.
actually doesn't. It's just
No, it doesn't. We just all fucked it up.
I'm gonna leave it. I don't care.
I think special teams.
No, that's the whole point. They scored field goals last week.
I think a field. Oh, they.
I think an extra point should count. I don't think I think if you don't get a touchdown,
All right, we're changing the question. Points scored. Let's just do that. This is way too confusing.
No, I kind of like.
I just think like anything that's not a special teams field goal, like 3 points or defensive touchdown. That's how I thought of it.
I just wish I had 14.
I picked
instead
20
of 10.
because I figured it was going to be 3 touchdowns and they were going to like miss an extra point or go for 2.
Incredible assumption.
Yeah, that you didn't factor in 2 field goals in 20.
What?
That's usually how you get 20.
Yeah.
But we weren't doing the field goals.
But we're saying
I thought they were going to get 3 touchdowns.
incredible.
And miss the extra point. That was your thought.
Incredible.
It wasn't
playing
2
out in your
touchdowns,
mind.
Yeah.
2 field goals.
That's
I don't know, guys. Dude, they don't they go for 2 a lot now and they push the field goal back. Why is this so crazy?
I would say the traditional way to get 20 points in a football game is 2 touchdowns.
Not when the
and 2
question is offensive touchdowns.
I'm with you, but
I was correct.
I'm with you now that you. But I didn't know that you were assuming that.
Yeah.
That's an incredible assumption that they're going to miss an extra point.
Insane.
Because we're only talking about the offense, so I'm trying to think through like scenarios. Of course, if there was field goals involved, I would have picked like 30 or something. You know what I mean?
Or 10.
Yeah.
Or 9.
I think you got to keep it. I got this correct.
I'm
Or
fine.
I got my guess.
After you spin zoned it.
No,
you
but
got it correct.
there was no spin zone. How would I have that ready like that? My guess was what I wanted it to be. So I think the guys that picked 10, I think you're in a bad spot.
Well, I guess when
If they only score 7, then we're in a
when
great
it
spot.
comes
beat
down
me,
to
yeah.
it, it's just closest. So.
True.
Well, no,
We're just not going to get spot on.
9.
I know, but I'm saying for the guys who didn't know what they were doing.
What about, so we're saying extra point and 2-point conversions both would count.
Yeah, that's all.
I think anything that's coming with the touchdown from the offense should
Also,
count.
I agree. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I think if you did not succeed in getting a touchdown and you kick a field goal, that's a special teams point.
That's just interesting because if you march down the field 69 yards and you get to
Nice.
the 1 yard line and then you kick a field goal, that's like the offense still did that.
Yeah, but that's not
They
an
didn't,
offensive
though.
touchdown though.
No,
It's
but
not-
that's
The whole
that's
point
just-
now
is
we're talking
last
stats.
week, the offense didn't do anything, but the special teams.
Right, that would be a
defense did.
failure
That
of
was
the
whole
offense.
thing.
Then.
It'd be a massive failure.
I didn't know they
Couldn't
didn't
get
kick any field goals last week. I thought it was just
They
defense.
did kick field goals.
and like return punts.
They did kick field goals.
Got you.
But that's what he's saying. They only kicked field goals and did defensive touchdowns.
Right. All right.
I think we got there, right?
I think so.
We feel good about it.
Yeah.
No going back now.
Go Bills.
Go back. Techniques delivers legendary hi-fi sound quality that only they can provide. I use these on my flight here. I know you guys were on a little Southwest action, which is always a bit of a grind.
Yeah.
I was on American Airlines, can also be a grind sometimes. Flights are loud. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Maybe unruly children. Maybe an unchecked captain when it comes to talking to the mic.
A lot of updates.
All kinds of updates you just don't need. We are talking techniques. I had the AZ80 earbuds. I put them in, noise cancellation, bang. I was locked into this podcast. Didn't hear a thing the whole time.
I have the over-ear techniques, and I've talked about it a lot. I don't even remember the last time I charged
The
these things.
A800s, huh?
A800s. They connect perfectly to my work computer, my phone, everything that I need it for. I'm listening to music on it. I'm answering calls. I'm doing the podcast with
Three
them.
devices simultaneously.
3 devices simultaneously. They're so comfortable. They're so cushiony. You don't sweat with them on. There's something about them. They're so light. You don't even know what they're on. They have great sound quality, surround sound, the bass, the whole entire deal. I'm telling you right now, check them out. If you haven't heard about Techniques or even tried them, give them a try. They're great.
They are phenomenal. The AZ80 buds seamlessly connects to 3 devices simultaneously. You can go from a meeting to listen to music to taking a call. The over-the-ear A800s that Frankie's describing are designed with super soft ear pads and a plush, cushioned headband delivering all-day comfort from the office to the fairway, keeping you in the zone. Shop for Techniques, true wireless AZ80 earbuds, or the A800 over-ear headphones at us.techniques.com/foreplay. That is us.techniques.com/foreplay.
The Jets had a great drive. We watched that game here. They had it on the big screen in the PGA District right here, overlooking this whole putting course, under the lights, right next to the ice house. Trent and I had an amazing entry into this resort. We went into the main lobby. We spoke with the concierge. They drove us over to our ranch house. The house was incredible with gifts inside of it. Beautiful, as you can see in the video. A beautiful lounge area, 4 bedrooms, bathrooms inside each room. Amazing spot. We walk out. The sun is setting. Pink skies, Zach Bryan style, right out here in the Texas, Oklahoma area. Beautiful skies and sunsets out here. Just long-ranging pink and blue as far as the eye can see. And behind and in front of that was this huge huge. I don't even know what size screen that is. It's like it's a screen that you would see at a Major League Baseball stadium.
It's a jumbotron.
It's a jumbotron. And we walked out. We drove our cart. Beautiful breeze. Like I said, like 72 degrees out here. And the Jets game was on. Monday Night Football. Jets 49ers. We couldn't believe it. We're like, this is incredible. They had the audio on the putting green.
Yeah, they did.
Dude, it was the best way to watch a football game ever. So we watched a little bit there, and then we went to the Ice House. They had all the audio from Monday Night Football in there. We got so much food.
Yeah, we did.
We had ribs. We had queso with brisket in it. We had
Cornbread.
Salad that had bacon on it.
Yeah.
We had peanut butter ice cream sandwiches.
Really good. Bomb went off in my stomach and then in my bathroom.
And we watched the football game. And Aaron Rodgers had a great drive. One really fantastic drive.
Like you said, I think that's the best drive I've ever seen in my life.
I think statistically and just like visually, I think the eye test, that was the best drive in my Jets lifetime. And we've made it to 2 AFC championships in my lifetime. I think that was the best offensive drive. It was so easy. He picked apart the 49ers defense, and then they just ran down our throats.
Jordan Mason.
Yeah, Mason.
Yep. All right.
Is what it is. Back to the same old Jets.
This is what it is. At least Aaron Rodgers is healthy.
He's healthy. It's going to take him a little bit.
Sauce Gardner, also healthy, but still standing on the sideline for a couple of drives, which was weird.
What was that?
I don't know.
Watching the game in the bar.
You know who really didn't know was Pam Oliver. Joe Buck threw it down there.
Yeah.
Or was it Buck? No.
Yeah, it was Buck and Aikman, right?
Was it? Yeah. Hey, Pam, what's going on with Sauce Gardner? He looks like he's on the sideline. And she said, I don't know. I just asked, and they said he is completely healthy.
She says, I asked the Jets medical staff, and they said that there's nothing wrong with Sauce Gardner, which was such a matter of fact. Like, we have no idea what's going on.
Which almost felt like there was like some sort of like, he was like protesting.
How many holes is tonight, this swing? Is it 9 holes? Par 3?
12 or 10 or
10?
12.
Look how far out the lights go back there. I mean, this is going to be quite the
I'm excited.
Quite the par 3.
Play a little portrait.
Yep. They said just bring the wedge in the putter, so I don't think there's that much. I don't think it's like a long one. I think it's going to be pretty fun.
Cool.
A nice ending to it. I got a 7 a.m. flight tomorrow.
Whoa, I got a noon flight.
I got to leave this
Me
bitch
too.
at 5
I'm going to
a.m. Is
Virginia.
anyone else with me?
We're going to Virginia.
No, but we got 11:30.
11:30?
Maybe.
Damn. Are you guys going?
Maybe.
You're going to Jersey?
Yeah.
To Joycey?
All right. People don't want to hear our travel plans.
Well, no, we're just wrapping up.
All right.
We're going to be at the Solheim Cup.
Yeah.
We're going to be in Gainesville, Virginia.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's like less than an hour from D.C.
We're flying into D.C.,
That's right.
which I didn't realize.
That's right. We're going to fly into Washington, D.C.
Great
A
spot.
lot going on in the Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
related realm right now.
It's true.
Crazy times.
Presidential debate.
Yep.
Trump told Kamala to go back to D.C. and wake up Joe. You see that one part? He said, I think what you should do right now instead of doing this is you should go back to the White House and wake up Joe. I think he's napping, and tell him to do one of these things you're saying. That was a funny line. It was a wild debate. People eating dogs.
That was weird.
Debates are interesting. Nobody answers. It's not about answering good questions.
No answers.
Has nothing to do with it.
Dave was tweeting about that. He's like, no one's answering anything.
That's how it always is. now.
Yeah.
It always is. Has nothing to do
It's
with
just like survive and advance. Also, similar to what Dave always says with like our haters of Barstool and shit, you're never going to win any. Like your fans are your fans. Those debates are for no one.
They're for TV ratings.
Like no one's watching that being like, oh, you know what? Actually, they're kind of swaying me. It's like
No
it's either
chance.
the people that love you are going to love you even more, and they're just going to fight with the people that they don't like.
Welcome to
Yeah.
the politics of 2024.
Debates are great for an outside observing of how truly spin zone everything is from both sides.
Yeah.
It's like we all follow, I imagine, accounts, even if it's not that many, especially me from my blogging about politics days, of people from both sides, and it is literally just one tweet under the other of the exact opposite. Of one guy's winning, and then the next guy's clearly
Oh my
winning,
God!
or
Yeah.
the other person.
You know who I think?
or the other woman.
Who I think debates would be the most interesting for are people who aren't Americans. Like if you're living in Europe and you're like, "What's going on with the U.S. presidential election? Let's see the debate." And like, those people are fucking insane. I'm gonna go back to not living there. And it's like I really think if you living in it, like we live here and we see all the memes and all the tweets and like "Wake Up Joe" that's just a meme we've all seen for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Like, I know that. Like, it's not, oh, wow, that's so crazy. It's like, no, that's just where our politics are.
Yeah. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, and debates, like Hillary pretty much beat Trump in most of the debates, if I recall. and it didn't really matter in the election. The only debate that's ever really mattered was the last one before this one, where it went so poorly for one side that they had to end his political career.
And Kennedy Nixon.
Kennedy Nixon was a big one, the first debate in history. Nixon was sweating like a madman out there, and Kennedy was just made from Hollywood.
Kennedy looked great. He was glowing, but that was because he was all hopped up on medical drugs.
You and I were deep in both. We were simultaneously going deep in biographies, basically.
Yeah, I listened to a JFK one that was phenomenal. It's called An Unfinished Life.
I gotta listen to that. I was on Frank Sinatra. I watched like a 3-hour Frank Sinatra.
I would like that
documentary. It was fantastic. Fantastic. I didn't know a lot about Frank Sinatra, to be honest with you.
I'm an audiobook guy now.
That's right. Trent's been converted.
But I'm not claiming that I'm reading these books. I just know.
Do you feel like you're reading them?
I feel like I'm retaining the information better.
But would you tell someone you're reading it?
No. I would say I'm listening to a JFK book. That's what I said to him.
What's the name of the book?
An Unfinished Life.
If someone said yes or no, have you read An Unfinished Life by about JFK?
No, I listened to it.
Wow.
That's good.
Because I do, we've talked about this a million times, but I think reading it is a whole, look at Alex Bush, podcast producer, head in his hands. We don't have to talk about it, but I think it's a whole different thing. But all I care about.
What kind of information do you think that person's trying to gather?
What?
What kind of information do you think that person's trying to gather
This
by
is all I'm
asking you
saying.
that question?
All I know when I listen to it, I retain information really well. And all people are trying to do, reading or listening to these things, is to get the information out of it. It's not to swing dick about how many books I've read.
I agree with that.
I've got a bookcase. I'm just trying to get books just to put them on it. If anyone's got any extra books laying around.
Where do you get these books?
If anyone's got any extra books laying around, send them my way.
You should just put
I'm looking for an aesthetic and color of books. I don't even care what they're about. So dark books.
When's the last time you read a book cover to cover?
Probably the Tiger Woods book.
Yeah, it's been a while for me. I can read
no, there was another one that I had read cover to cover.
I need to read more. Reading's great.
Yeah, it's good for you.
It's good for your brain. I could definitely use it. I downloaded this Elevate app that you play a bunch of games and do all like these brain puzzles. You pay like monthly to be on it. It's a really good app.
Brain puzzles?
Brain puzzles, yeah.
Can we do any of them right now?
I mean,
it's a lot of it's like
Alex
going
wants
through
us
like
to wrap it up. I do the New York Times mini crossword every day.
This has a mini crossword, a daily crossword.
You good at
also?
Depends on the day.
Dude, it gives you like so like this first one's focus, right? So like you play this focus game, but see this is an audio one.
Gotcha.
And they'll basically tell a story, and then you have to kind of like pay attention to the story, and then so she's gonna give a fact, London, and I didn't hear it, so I don't even know what she's talking about, but I'm gonna guess it was the merchant. So you like do that, and it was wrong. So you like see what I mean? You have to like listen.
Yeah. Wow.
But now I'm in it. And they have that. They have other things where like they'll show you 1,000,000 words, and you have to try and retain what the middle one was. It's a great app. No free ads. I mean, they don't fucking spend $1, but
that is a good app.
Yeah,
that is a good app.
You done, Alex?
No.
I think we can wrap.
Anything else?
No, I think we covered everything.
No.
I think that's it.
I think we're done.
Go watch Breaking 100, Jersey Jerry, Hater episode 2 is 3 is probably coming out this week.
What's this week,
out?
right?
Tomorrow?
Next week. Oh, tomorrow.
Oh yeah, next week. Yeah.
Oh,
Hater
yeah.
episode next week.
What's today?
I keep thinking it's
Wednesday.
the first show of the week, but it's
Got it. I thought today was I thought it was Monday,
Yeah.
and we were recording a whole new week.
Ooh, no, it's
We gotta
better.
get
It's
there.
fucking Wednesday.
Next week, Hater, and that's it. I got nothing else, man.
I got nothing else. We're gonna go play this par 3 course. PGA Frisco is awesome. Awesome place. Have a delightful weekend. Thanks to our sponsors. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Answer me, Scottie.
I like chocolate milk. I've had it before.
Hit hard.